Hey, good afternoon. It's Thursday, August the 27th, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes today to kind of walk you through, whoops, sorry about that, how to effectively use your Bible. Remember, we have a Bible we would love to send to you. It's a Holman Christian Standard Translation, and which is the one that I use for teaching on Wednesday nights and Sundays. And if you'd like one, just please let us know. You can message me on Facebook, call the church office, 541-679-9569, or email me at sschenewerk@gmail.com. That's sschenewerk@gmail.com. Talked to you last week about Bible, getting one in a language an English translation you can understand using some of the tools like a concordance and some of the websites. Today I want to talk a little bit more about how to use this Bible that that you have and may have been sitting on a shelf for quite some time, and I don't know, maybe you just haven't brought it down for a while. Let me give you a couple of things. First off, learn the single most important page in the Bible. Immediately people think, oh, John 3:16 or some other Bible verse. No, the single most important page in your Bible, it's called the table of contents. It tells you what page the various books of the Bible start on. Maybe you're like me. When I was a kid, we learned the books of the Bible. We recited them. We had a little song that we sang. When I was in seminary, graduate school, we learned the order of the books of the Bible. And I can pretty well tell you the order of the books, but I still get lost between Ezekiel and Malachi. And if you don't know where those are, look in the table of contents. It is a very important page to help you identify where the books of the Bible begin. That is a critically important page. Secondly, if your Bible has helps, they're usually things like weights and measures or maps, or sometimes a, a very brief abbreviated Bible dictionary. Get familiar with them and use them. The maps are very helpful as you orient yourself to the ancient Near East. The Mediterranean world doesn't look at all today like it did then. And it's helpful to be able to see, oh, Ammon is here, and Egypt is here, and Babylon is here, and so on and so forth. Use those maps if your Bible has them. If you don't, again, those websites I referred to last week, blueletterbible.org, uh, uh, BibleGateway.com, they have great maps and great resources there, even Wikipedia. Uh, Other Google Maps, other places have that help as well. But don't be afraid to look things up. For example, what is an omer? No, it's not a four bagger in baseball. It's a weight. It's a way of measuring things, particularly from the Old Testament. How long is a cubit? It's a word you might find in the Old Testament. We believe that a cubit is about 18 inches. It was a standard measure, typically from someone's elbow to the finger. That's about 18 inches. Of course, everybody's cubit is different, right? Because we all are different. But a cubit could be understood as a common measure. Or, for example, how much will a denarius buy? Well, a denarius was a common way of measuring how much a person could earn per day, particularly in the New Testament world. My Bible that I use for studying has a page of helps. Of course, I have access to some other resources that we'll get to along the way that can help answer some of those questions. But don't be afraid to look them up. I couldn't tell you what an omer is, but I'll look it up. Let me tell you right now how much an omer is, because it's not something I carry around in the front of my mind, because it's not something my wife has never said, Steve, go to the store and buy an omer's worth of this. An omer is about 6 bushels. Well, I can't think of anything I'd need 6 bushels of. And honestly, I'm not even sure how much a bushel is, but that's a different story for a different event. Third, today, I wanted to remind you that it's okay to write in your Bible. Yes, it is. I know it says holy on the front of it, I know it says holy on the spine, but it's okay to write in your Bible. Now, having said that, let me encourage you to think about something before you just start writing in your Bible. The Bible, because of its so many pages and so fine a print sometimes, uh, the pages are kind of thin. And so an ordinary ink pen generally bleeds right through or creates smudges. So I've found over the years a couple of different pens that I want to recommend to you as you take notes in your Bible, underline passages, write questions. If you were to look at the Bibles I use, they're all marked up. Those of you in Krista Shigley's Bible study class, ask to see her Bible sometime. It's a rainbow of colors. It's remarkable. So let me show you just a couple of the things that I use. First off, one of the easiest tools to use if you want to write in your Bible is a pencil. Uh, point 0.5, 0.7 lead. You don't doesn't have to be a mechanical pencil. It can be this kind of pencil as well, but a pencil, because typically won't bleed through the pages. Typically will give you a fine enough point to either underline or circle a word or make a note or ask a question, write a question out at the edge of the page. Pencils are great tools. I've also found some pens that have been very helpful. This one is called the ZeBrite, Zebrite. It's made by Zebra. The only place I've found these is on Amazon.com. There may be other places that you can access them, but these are great highlighters. They come in a variety of colors, and they have two ends, a fine point end and a bigger end for marking and underlining and highlighting. I use them not just in my Bible, but I use them in other books that I'm reading as well. Another tool that I've recently discovered that I find helpful is called the Sarasa pen. I picked these up at Staples here locally not long ago, and then I ordered some online as well through our office supply provider. And again, they come in a variety of colors. They have a very fine point. You can get bigger points if you prefer, but I found them to be helpful. And the third pen that I've really been impressed with over the years is called the Micron. The what is that? I can't read it, but it's Pigma Micron. And I can pick these up, or you can pick these up at Michael's or any, I think even Joann's may have them. Typically, craft supply stores have them, and you can get them in different uh, sizes, 0.5, 0.005. You can get them even larger. The really great thing about the Micron and the Sarasa pens is they don't bleed through. And I really like that when I'm writing and taking notes in my Bible. And again, I use them not just in my Bible, but in other resources as well. So don't be afraid to mark in your Bible. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little story and then we'll wrap up. Usually, uh, when someone passes away and the family asks me to do the memorial service, I typically ask if I can see the Bible of the person who has passed away. Now, I'm not looking for deep, dark secrets. I'm not looking for family histories. But what I will do is I will thumb through the Bible and I will find the passages that they have marked in their Bible. The story. Mary Jo Simmons, who some of you may remember, was a longtime member of our church. She passed away a few years ago. And when I had the opportunity to glance through her Bible after she passed away, I was reminded of how diligent she was in taking notes, because every passage I'd preached on for over 20 years, she had indicated in her Bible. She noted the date and the topic or the title of a passage that I'd use. And so I could go through there and I could see I preached on several passages multiple times. And each time I approached it from a slightly different perspective. And when we can talk about how that works later as well. But it was really sweet reminder to me and her family to be able to pick that Bible up and look and to say, these are the verses, these are the passages, these are the places that were special to my loved one. So make the Bible your own. It's okay. It's not sacrilegious. It's not defacing or defaming the Bible. It's simply making it your own. I hope that this helps. We'll continue to do these on a weekly basis, these little brief uh, uh, overviews of how to use your Bible. If you have questions, again, reach out, message me, text me, call me, email me, and I'll be glad to help you answer them. Most importantly, read your Bible every day, even if it's just a few verses a day. Read your Bible. All right. Thanks for joining me. Have a great afternoon.